It could feel like a home game for the Oklahoma Sooners as they head to Omaha in the best of three against North Carolina. Two teams that have been here before, but Oklahoma just 4 seasons removed from runner-up at the Men's College World Series. Joining us from Omaha on the Heister Automotive Group hotline, editor, on-air personality extraordinaire, Tommy Ashley of Inside Carolina. Good morning, Tommy.
Good morning, Paul. How are y'all?
You already have your side of Omaha beef this morning and ready to take on the world?
I have not had it this morning, but I do have some leftovers here that we might get into before heading out.
Okay, well, that's important. So no leftovers here. No meat going to be left on the bone as North Carolina takes on Oklahoma best of 3 tomorrow night. First game in Omaha. Coverage right here on 99.9 The Fan. What troubles you about Oklahoma heading into this game against Carolina besides the fact that both pitching staffs are really fresh?
Oklahoma's been hot at the plate, hitting a ton of home runs. The ball's been flying out of the stadium here, and Oklahoma had, 6 the other day against Georgia, and they've just been pounding the baseball, and it's going to be Carolina's goal to keep it in the park and keep the ball on the ground, because if the wind's blowing like it was the other day, it is going to be a fireworks show here.
Scott Forbes obviously will have to manage his pen, manage his guys a little bit. How conservative or maybe how aggressive will he be if any of his pitchers get into trouble here as we have these last 3 games to go?
You know, it's interesting. The first few games, it was you have a day off or 2 days off or whatever. You can go all in to win game 1. I think he'll go all in to win game 1. It's very important. And then figure out the rest. But obviously, that'll mean all hands on deck but whoever's starting for the next game. So I think you got to win the first one, and you really need to win the first one here. And I think he'll plan accordingly. And he's done a good job pushing all the right buttons for sure.
12-7 was that final, which got them over West Virginia a second time to get into this weekend's best of 3. At what point, when that lead started shrinking from 12-1, did you go, uh-oh, let's, guys, the sphincter's getting a little tight?
When it got, I guess it was 12-6, and they had some runners on base, and so he put Glauber in. It was time just to go ahead and shut the door and stop playing with these guys. And didn't really get truly nervous until Glauber, I believe, had runners on first, or 2 runners on and a guy at the plate. And then that guy hits one all the way to the wall. So, yeah, it's never over, but it felt like Carolina played with the food a little bit there before putting Glauber in.
You know, the last time we spoke, Tommy, we did speak about, the veteran status of this team that Forbes has, and we did talk specifically about Gavin Gallagher. What is it about the Heels second baseman that allows him to turn on the switch every time we see him in the postseason?
He's just so chill. He doesn't worry about much, or it doesn't look like he does. And they always had the coach stick with the process, do this, do that, next pitch, next play. But Gallagher really does that, and he comes up big. What a game he had the other day. In the first 2 games, he didn't do much of anything until he did something late. And I think it's a mindset that he has. I think it's the way he was raised by his dad and his family, being in those situations. And I think he's just got the ability to stay calm and collected. And then, it just happens for him. And it seemingly does every game in the postseason for sure.
And he has that glove as well. No doubt about it.
100%.
At second base, Owen Hull, center fielder, is hitting nearly 400 in this one. He's really seeing things incredibly well and clearly setting the table for Gallagher and the rest of that lineup. What's his late season punch meant for the Diamond Heels?
Everything. I think he's the reason they're here. One of the huge reasons they're here. And he's another one of those guys that doesn't seem to be fazed about anything prior. He just goes up there and he continues to do it. One thing he did the other day that was impressive to me is he hit a ball down the left field line, hit a ball down the right field line, hit a ball in right center gap, hit a ball in the left center gap, all in the same game. Just ridiculously talented at the plate, and he's been locked in and focused. I will say there's a great article on him. If folks are watching this, there's a great article on Inside Carolina right now about a little Diamond Hill that he's become friends with, and journey here at Carolina, and it's worth reading. It's what makes baseball all about it, especially Carolina baseball.
Tommy Ashley of Inside Carolina joining us this morning on Next Up, previewing UNC facing off with the Oklahoma Sooners in the College World Series Finals, seeking their first national championship. 2 runners-up in 2006 and 2007, but going for the title here in 2026. And Tommy, we've seen a couple of pitchers in these recent games in Omaha start on the bump. It's been a bit of a rotation for Scott Forbes' team. Who do you think is going to take the bump to start Game 1 tomorrow night?
We've got availability a little bit later this morning here in Omaha, and it'll probably be announced at that point. But I'd be surprised if it wasn't Jason DeCaro. I mean, he's been there. He's done it. He did it the other day. He knows what it takes, and he's been the leader all year. So I think it'll be him to start. But, of course, Ryan Lynch is the second guy or the 1B guy, so it could be him. But I think Carolina's a good spot with veterans that have the experience. Oklahoma, on the other hand, is throwing, and it looks like their rotation is going to continue to be 3 freshmen here in the postseason, which they flipped that a couple of weeks ago. So it's going to be a battle of vets versus young guys, but I think Carolina sticks to what they've done all year with DeCaro.
Carolina, the favorite in the College World Series in Omaha. Tommy Ashley of Inside Carolina. Tommy, appreciate the check-in this morning. Enjoy the weekend, and hopefully things go the way we all want it to.
Absolutely. Y'all have fun at the Hurricanes Parade, and hope to be back in North Carolina Tuesday with Carolina bringing a little hardware.
That would be great. We could keep the collection moving here in the Triangle. Tommy Ashley of Inside Carolina here on the Heister Automotive Group hotline. Again, World Series, College World Series Finals tomorrow night, 8 o'clock first pitch between Oklahoma and North Carolina. We'll have that game right here on 99.9 The Fan, as well as Game 2, which is a 2:30 first pitch on Sunday afternoon. Again, Carolina, Oklahoma, 99.9 The Fan, home for the College World Series.
I'm Max Goren with 3 things you need to know right now from 99.9 The Fan. UNC baseball is seeking its first national championship as the Tar Heels face off with the Oklahoma Sooners in the College World Series Finals this weekend. Catch every game of the best-of-3 series right here on 99.9 The Fan. First pitch of Game 1 is scheduled for Saturday night at 8 o'clock. The Carolina Hurricanes Stanley Cup celebration will roll through downtown Raleigh starting tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. 99.9 The Fan will be live on the scene from Taverna Agora on Hillsborough Street. Tap into the 99.9 The Fan app or 999thefan.com for all the information on the Canes Cup celebration. The U.S. Open continues from Shinnecock Hills Golf Club in Tuckahoe, New York today. 2023 U.S. Open champion Wyndham Clark was the leader after the first round, firing a 6-under par 64. Catch updates all tournament long here on 99.9 The Fan, teed up by McConnell Golf. For all the latest news on your favorite teams, download the 99.9 The Fan app or visit 999thefan.com.
It's going to be a great weekend for sports. As Max mentioned, U.S. Open there. Wyndham Clark through 5 today is an even par, still leading the field at 6 under par. There are 4 others at 3 under as play is underway on the course. That includes Dustin Johnson and Matt Fitzpatrick. Akshay Bhatia, who played a little bit of golf around these parts, is at 1 under through 4 today. So lots of action. U.S. Open. We'll have all those updates for you all weekend long. Today's the big day. 3 o'clock today. 3 o'clock, World Cup. Team USA finally back on the pitch. They're taking on the Aussies. What do they call them? The
Socceroos.
Socceroos. Right. Not the Underoos, the Socceroos. Apparently they play team defense, unlike Paraguay tried to do against the United States. But it's fairly similar teams. I would love to see them knock one out quick today, which would help my pocketbook. But also that would get them into the next round, which the expectations are for Team USA, Max, for them to advance.
Yeah, well, especially
out of this play-in,
especially with the new format where your top 2 teams in all 12 in each of the 12 groups make it, and then 8 of the 12 third-place teams will also make it. I think they've pretty much put themselves through by winning the first game. It's going to be a little bit tougher test today. Christian Pulisic is questionable, doubtful to play.
He hasn't practiced at all.
Yeah, he's been kind of solo training away from the team, so not sure if he'll be able to go, but maybe that provides an opportunity for somebody like Gio Reyna to come off the bench, start the game and make an impact. He had that great goal at the end of the game last Friday. And I'd like to see him get a little bit more of an opportunity. I don't know if he'd be the one that necessarily slots in. If Pulisic can't go, it could be potentially Brendan Aronson, a number of others. We will see, but it should be a good test against a defensively stout Australia team.
Yeah, this is like the only daytime game of the World Cup for Team USA. Canada played yesterday, got a big win, as did Mexico.
Yeah, their last group stage game is next week. I think it's Thursday at like 10 p.m.
10 yeah.
So this is the one daytime game.
Yeah,
noon local start because it's in Seattle.
There you go. Well, there'll be marches. If you thought New York was gridlock yesterday, Seattle loves its soccer. They've embraced that MLS team. You know who used to own it? I don't think he owns part of them. Is Drew Carey, the comedian. He was like a huge investor when MLS moved into Seattle. They do a whole march through the streets kind of thing, a la kind of English soccer. It's a pretty significant fan base there. So that'll be great. Team USA, Australia will have updates during the drive with Tim Donnelly and Dennis Cox this afternoon. And, of course, Canes Championship Parade tomorrow morning. Our Canes content starts at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll have a little pre-party with you, parade coverage and podium coverage throughout the day on Saturday.